Okay guys, let's move to question 2.1.2, and the question says determine the nth term, which is Tn, of the pattern, and this question is allocated 4 marks. Okay guys, before answering this question, let's just quickly recap. Remember your term 1, which is 5 in this case, it's equals to A plus B plus C. So this is something that you obviously know at this time, that your term 1 is equals to A plus B plus C, and your first difference, this is the number pattern of your first difference. We know that our term 1 there, it's equals to 3A plus B, and our second difference, our term 1 there, it's equals to 2A. So we actually focus on the first terms of this, the original sequence, the first difference and the second difference. So that's the only thing that we're interested in when it comes to solving this question of 2.1, where we are required to determine the nth term of the pattern. So we've got a general formula that you must always know by heart. We obviously know that a general equation for any quadratic equation, we've got our A, in most cases, let's, for argument's sake, let me just make use of x. You know, we always have ax squared plus x, plus bx plus c. But in this case, we've got our an squared plus bn plus c, n referring to the number of term in the sequence. So in this case, this is the general quadratic equation for calculating the nth term of a quadratic number pattern. So remember, we only focus on the first terms. So our first step in answering the question, we've got our general quadratic formula for calculating the nth term. So what we need to do is to find the value of A, B, and C, and then make use of those values to substitute on the formula and give the final answer as the formula for the nth term. So from this part where we've just gone through, we already indicated that T1, which is the first term of the original number pattern, it's 5, and that first term, it's equals to A plus B plus C. So that means 5, it's equals to A plus B plus C. And then the first term of the first difference, which is -9, it's equals to 3A plus B. And the second difference, it's equals to 2A, and the second difference is -6. So this is the first step that you do by equating the first terms with their relevant equations. And then from there, that's when you can be able to start with the process of calculating the values of A, B, and C. So after writing this in that order or in that format, it doesn't matter which format you follow. What matters the most is for you to get the value of A, B, and C, and that's where you score your marks. So we obviously start with a less complicated equation from these three. if you start with this one, you won't go far because you don't have the value of A, B, and C. If you start with this one, you won't go far again because you don't have both the value of A and B. But if you start with this one, you can simply calculate the value of A. So it's more like, in terms of calculations, we start from the right going in that direction, because you first calculate the value of A, you just divide by 2 so that it cancels out, and then minus 6 over 2 is equals to -3. So that means our A is -3. We can then move on to this equation. You substitute your A, which is -3, and you calculate the value of B. So your value of B is equals to 0, because 3 times 3 is equals to 9, and on this side it's -9. You move it to the other side, it becomes +9 minus 9 is equals to 0. And that's where you score your second mark. That was your first mark. And then you then move on to this equation where you've already calculated the value of A is -3, the value of B is 0 plus C, and then -3 plus 0 is -3. You move it to the other side, it becomes +3. 3 plus 5, it's equals to 8. Then you see it's equals to 8. And remember, guys, at this stage, we don't go deep into teaching you on how to solve for either X or C, in this case B, A. It could be any other letter. We don't go deep into teaching you on how to find the unknown value. It's assumed that you already know these steps from the previous grades that you attended in class. So the last step is to substitute our A, B, and C values into the general quadratic equation. So you've got your A, which is -3, you've got your B, which is 0, and you've got your C, which is 8. So obviously 0n, it's just 0, it cancels out. Then you remain with -3n squared plus 8 as your final answer. So that's how you determine the nth term.